Ashley Melvin, My Faith, and today is the final week of the Woman in the Bible Summer Series, so thanks for sticking out with me if you watched all the videos. So the last person we're ending with today is Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary. And to get ready for this section, we need to read Luke 1, 26 through 56, and Luke 2, 1 through 20, and then John 19, 17 through 27. So take some time to read those, and then we'll get right into the questions. So the first question is, who was Mary? And I put Jesus' mother and a virgin poor girl from Nazareth. So feel free to add on to that if you'd like. The second question is, Mary could have been fearful of what the angel Gabriel told her and wanted to run away from her calling, but instead committed herself to the Lord completely, believing and trusting in Him. Has there been a time you tried to run away from a calling from the Lord or ran towards it with faith? So for me, I ran away from praying over those who I'm serving, because I'm very just like insecure about praying in front of others or in a group of people, and just making sure I look good pretty much doing the prayers, and I get too caught up into that when I know that's not even the point. Like, I should just be praying over those people and not caring if I sound like fancy enough or good enough like other people's prayers and all that, because that compare and contrast always kills it. So unfortunately I do run away from that, but I need to start not doing that, obviously. I've also put I've run away from being bold. I do think I have more of a fear of man than I'd like to admit, or because when people say things, I'm kind of too scared to try to, I guess, redirect them on that. Like if they say something like, oh, I don't believe in this or that, or I don't need to be saved, or blah blah blah. It's just I know I should be addressing that, because it's such an important thing to be bold in our faith and to proclaim the gospel. But and that's gonna be the next thing I really need to work on. Just I'm so introverted, and I know that's not an excuse because my pastor's even said that, but I do need to learn to I guess preach the gospel more to other people, so just stay quiet. And the last thing I put for this question is, I cautiously ran towards motherhood. I was still a little scared about it, on the fence, because before I was like, oh yeah, I'm so ready to have kids, let's do it. And then I feel like the enemy was messing with me, right before we were about to start trying. I started freaking out, thinking maybe I shouldn't be doing this, I don't think I can handle being a mom, blah blah blah. But luckily I did ignore that and did follow through with God's urge, because I feel like He urged me to try sooner than I thought I would have kids, so I did act on that and ran towards that at least, and I'm glad I did. But I did cautiously and just unsure of everything, but I know it is the right choice now, and so I'm glad I at least listened to that calling for me from God. Alright, the third question is, Mary took care to keep God's wonders in her heart and thought about them often. In today's busy world, it's easy to forget to step back and take some time to reflect on God. What are some ways we can do this, and how to incorporate it into our day-to-day routine? So we got a lot of good answers from the girls from the group on this. So a reminder to pray/reflect is a good one, to use your phone if you have to remind yourself. It'll pop up on your phone, and then you can start praying or reflecting or whatever you need to do. So that's definitely a good way to incorporate that into your busy day. Pull yourself out of scrolling. Definitely. I know we just said use your phone to remind you, but also your phone can be a distraction, so you have to make sure you don't waste too much time scrolling on your phone, because I've definitely been guilty of that. I'm sure everyone has, so definitely something we need to do to keep ourselves from being distracted. Someone said that they pray in the morning and night, so they start their day with God and end their day with God, and I think that's definitely a good thing to do and a good way to start and end the day for sure. And speaking of praying, it's also okay to pray for the little things. One of the women said that, that she had woken up with a migraine, and she's like, oh, I probably shouldn't bother God with this, but it's fine, whatever, I'll try praying to Him to take away my migraine before I start taking medicine for it. And then it literally did go away once she did pray to God about it. So we do need to keep that in mind. You can pray those little things you don't think matter to God. So that's definitely a good thing to keep in mind through your day-to-day. And the last two things we talked about to incorporate God's into our routine is to journal. I think journaling is such a good way to get down your thoughts. Sometimes you can get like lost in your mind, I feel like, and you, in a good way to like pull yourself in and like ground yourself in the prayer or thought or whatever you're doing is to journal. So I've definitely done that before, and it's been very helpful. And then someone had the idea to do post-it notes in like the car or on your mirror, like bathroom mirror, and with like verses or wherever you want to remind yourself of God, I think is a great thing to do, because you'll like walk into the room and see the post-it notes, or if they're in the car, you'll see it when you get in the car. So yeah, I think these were all such like great ways to incorporate this into our day-to-day routine. And the last question is, from being told she's going to birth the Son of God to watching her son be crucified to save humanity, what do you think were some of Mary's traits as a woman? So for me, I put trusted God from the start. She luckily never doubted him, even when, like, an angel came to her about this crazy thing about her about to birth a child when she was a virgin and everything else, but she still just trusted in God. And that she was a hard worker. She had to be to, like, I'm sure, like, being in Nazareth, and a poor girl from Nazareth had to be a hard worker and provide for her family and Jesus and Joseph and everything. And I'm sure she really like leaned on God during those hard times, especially seeing her only son get crucified. I can't even imagine. So really having to trust and lean on God that his plan is best, because you wouldn't think so with your son getting crucified. But yeah, that's really what we have to keep in mind, is like God's will is better than our will, and we just have to accept it, even if we don't always understand like it or like why it will come to be. But afterwards, we know why Jesus had to get crucified. So she luckily just trusted in God and during that craziness for her. And those were the final questions for the Woman in the Bible summer series. So I can't believe it's already over. I feel like I just started it. The whole summer went fast. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you've gained some wisdom and knowledge over the past couple weeks with the verses, questions, and everything, how to apply it to your life. Yeah, so thank you guys for checking out this series, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye! Amazing grace, how sweet.